Welcome back to Sonic Generations 3DS. So now we're doing
Now
Water
we
Palace.
move on to the
Holy
modern
crap!
stages.
Holy crap! A handheld stage.
Yay.
Well,
Alright, let me look at the remixes and who made them.
I guess.
Go on.
Oh yeah, I love this remix of Back to Back. But okay, to give them credit, technically both of the stages in this phase could count as handheld stuff, since Tropical Resort also did get a handheld variant. So
Sure. Here it is. Water Palace Act 1, back-to-back digital remaking track, was actually remixed by Hideki Naganuma himself. Whereas Act 2 is the back-to-back Cash remix, which the title should be very self-explanatory. So... No, don't worry. Remember, Dwebs. It's a remix, but the vocals are still the same from the original track. Cash don't actually...
Yeah, they're all sampled, so...
I think Glibs was referring to the fact that you were running out of air.
Oh, right. Okay.
Shame there's no water drowning music in this version.
There isn't?
No, I didn't hear it.
Oh, right. I think... hold on. I think we're going to get it later in the modern stage, if I remember correctly, so we keep an eye out for that. Or rather an ear out for that.
Since this is actually related to Rush, I can actually say something about that game's music.
Hideki Naganuma's music
Very
is
good,
wonderful.
Yeah, it's grand.
Well, actually,
Oh, there you go. Dwebs is right, actually. Yeah. Weird.
Well, I was gonna say, I didn't like the drowning music in the Rush games, if I'm honest.
I don't remember what it was like, to be honest.
It sounds really tinny and MIDI. It doesn't sound very threatening, for lack of a better term.
Glibs isn't the biggest fan of MIDI. Hey, listen to the game over sound.
It depends.
My thing with this game is that the classic stages are designed like classic stages, but the momentum is off. I don't really care for the momentum, for Classic Sonic's momentum in this game. I mean, it's no Sonic 4, don't get me wrong, Episode 1 specifically, but it's like, I will argue it's not even as good as Sonic 4 Episode 2 in terms of its momentum. Like, I will argue this is like a middle ground between Sonic 4 Episode 1 and Episode 2, if that makes any sense. In terms of how...
This game came out before Episode 2.
It came out in between both episodes, so I guess it's appropriate, but I don't know, I mean... I get the feeling that one of the problems with in the late 2000s and early 2010s is that I think Sonic Team was overusing DIMS, because remember, they made Sonic Colors DS, they made Sonic Generations for DS. At the same time that they were making these games, they also made Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2. I feel like they probably were their creative juices probably ran dry by making so many Sonic games in such a short amount of time. I mean, think about it. Like in 2010, they released 2 Sonic games, Colors DS and Sonic 4 Episode 1. So
what else have they made?
Recently, sure, they've been working on Dragon Ball Xenoverse. That's their new big cash cow right now, because ever since the Xenoverse 2 came out, it became such a big hit, and they're still adding content to that game to this day, because it's been a big hit for them. So right now they're back to Dragon Ball. And before they made the Sonic, well, not before, like at the same time that they were making the advanced game, sure, they were also making Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball Z Budokai trilogy, which is still regarded by a lot of Dragon Ball fans as one of the big highlights of the Dragon Ball Z video game catalog, basically.
They also did the Dead by Daylight games, Dragon Ball game, Dragon Ball The Breakers.
Like, so basically, sure, they're primarily known for both Sonic stuff and Dragon Ball stuff, basically.
Okay.
Like, Budokai Free is one of the most beloved DBZ games, so there's that. Yeah, basically. Dragon Ball Xenoverse is also really good. It's not my personal cup of tea, but it's really good for what it is. Alright, so this...
Did they do the Budokai Tenkaichi games as well?
No, that was Spike. Spike, who is now known as Spike Shunsoft, aka the makers of, I think they're the ones working on Danganronpa, yeah.
Yes.
Basically,
Mike Chunsoft.
Basically, Shiroi, before Spike Shunsoft made Danganronpa, they made Dragon Ball Z games. Here,
They also, I believe they also did the the Mystery Dungeon games as well.
Yeah.
Or was it just Chunsoft?
I'll have to go back and
And
look.
now rain code.
Yeah. Are you getting that shit?
Eric?
Okay.
Eventually, I want to play Ghost Trick first.
Alright, so here's the basic gist of it. Hit that guy in the head, boom, there you go.
Raincoat, the detective game that's getting mistaken for that level 5 detective game that also involves literally fighting the culprits and all that.
Which,
jazz.
when that was first revealed in that direct, you thought that one was the Spike Chunsoft game.
It had just the
Well, remember-
as well.
Well, yeah, like there wasn't a way to tell until the end that it was level 5.
Well, remember, Shiroi, level 5 as you yourself noted to me, level 5 worked on the Danganronpa games, so it's not that much of a stretch. Basically, Joe, they did develop.
Credited under special thanks, so I asked Pedro about it.
They did development support.
So.
Basically, Spike Chunsoft went for them for development support. Basically, Jova, if you actually look it up,
You said, never mind. Go on. Sorry.
what? What?
Sorry. You were saying basically 3 times, like, huh?
Oh, trust me, that's a verbal tick. I know. I don't worry that shit. It's kind of like Johnny's, like it's a verbal tick of mine. You know how some call me. Johnny says you know a lot, right?
Yeah.
Basically, it's my verbal tick. Basically, I say, see, I say that all the time. It's a verbal tick of mine.
God.
Where was I? Oh, look, Water Palace, made by the original creators. And as a result, this is probably one of the better modern stages in the game. Although I do have my issues with it. Compared to the original version of Water Palace.
Hey, at least this time we get to hear a Hideki Nakaguma Rush soundtrack where he didn't have to struggle against the DS's sound chip.
That's the thing, guys. The tracks in Rush are all digital. I don't think the limitations were a problem at all for him there. Because remember, remember this: if Ni no Kuni can have full-blown orchestra Joe Hisaishi goodness on the DS, I don't see why Rush DS couldn't do something similar.
I think the reason was that that game had a specially made cartridge for that one that not many other games could get or afford.
Yeah, I think Pedro said in the handheld LP that they requested to have a different cartridge or something.
Yeah, they did, because they didn't want to compress Joe Hisaichi's music. Where was I? Yeah. But yeah, that's the basic gist of it. Hideki Naganuma, in this case, Hideki Naganuma composed Act 1, not Act 2. This one was done by Cash.
Sure. Don't worry, guys. Cash doesn't make me have a connection for every time they do something. It's just when they're singing.
Basically, yeah.
So I kind of miss, and okay, I get why they wouldn't do it, but I did kind of miss that. I think in the original Rush, when you go underwater, the track distorts itself to.
It's happening here too.
Sound when you're in water.
Yeah, it does.
No, I meant not that it's muffled. I meant that it sounds. They deliberately made it sound wonky.
All right.
It's like a stylistic choice.
Well, someone got water in the speakers.
All right. So the basic, when it comes to playing underwater in this stage, make sure you take some breaks to use the bubbles, because yeah, you spend a lot of time underwater in this particular stage. Hold on. Fuck. All right. I guess I'm screwed. Oh, never mind.
Yay!
right in the nick of time.
Oh no.
Only for him to die.
Not yet, damn it.
It's like, you don't die to that, but you die to this, hello?
It reminds me of Cowboy Johnny's review of Saw the video game, where he solved a really complicated puzzle only to die by an explosion.
Those had video games?
2 of them.
Okay. Were they
Apparently-
like based off of movies, or were do they have original plots? Like,
Sort of both.
Mm-hmm. You can now play this stage as special stage.
Wonderful.
Yeah, basically. Alright. Let's get to it. This special stage is, on the other hand, is much easier than the previous one, as you're about to see. So, once again, we have a similar... this is another trend with Sonic special stages. The difficulty curve can be very random at times. It's kind of like how I've always found in Sonic Heroes for the third special stage to be the hardest one for me. Rather than, like sometimes you have these things where it's not like I will argue probably the one that got the difficulty curve the best probably for me was Sonic 3 and Knuckles. All right. Yes, yeah. As you can see, this one is definitely much more akin to the previous stages, and doesn't throw an entire bunch of bombs right at you. So I actually prefer when they're designed this way, where it's all about me dodging shit with good reflexes. So instead of just them putting like a whole row of bombs right in front of you. However, now we have a new gimmick: the electrical walls. I don't think this was in the original Sonic Heroes special stages, was it?
No, it was not.
they are in Sonic 4, though.
That thing, you know what's interesting, Joe? But
The stages are hard enough in that version.
you know what's interesting, Joe? But they reused that electrical wall gimmick in the Sonic Lost World 3DS special stages.
Yes, I remember.
And that's all right.
Yeah, but we're not talking about those, all right? We're here
No.
for a good time.
We already did that game. Well, I will argue we're in for an okay average time with this one. It's
Nah, I'd say it's a good time. It's not an amazing time, but you'll honestly get enough bang for your buck with this one.
I disagree. I don't really think.
Wait, Joe, have you played this?
No, he said he didn't already. The
Just
point is, I will argue $40 is not really something I get my. It's just for a game.
Wait. This is 40? I thought it was 40.
No, this
Yeah,
came.
so
No,
it's the average game.
the-
price for a
yeah,
3DS game.
this came out full price. Yes, even though
Did you play this one, Dwebs?
No.
It's just me and Pedro.
it's kind of
I think at best I might have played the demo, but that's...
it's a similar problem with the HD version where it was released at full $60 price, even though it can be completed in 3 hours.
Anyway, like I said,
There's an argument to be made as like it's about its replayability more than anything.
Oh sure,
Here we are, Sonic Colors representation.
it's just that
to be fair, did have a DS port, so this technically works. And hey, as an added bonus, they included the burst widths, which originates from the Handheld version of Colors as well.
Yeah, look, see guys, you can play as Blaze.
all right,
It's not the
tropical.
same.
All right, Tropical Resort. The Red Burst Tropical Resort remix was done by Tomoya Otani, the original composer of it. As for Tropical Resort Act 1, the remix was done by, again, Tomoya Otani. Remember, he was the composer of the original Tropical Resort theme. As for Tropical Resort Act 2, it was arranged by, once again, Otani. So Otani did all the Colors tracks, basically, for this game.
It's weird coming back to when Burst Wisp stream was just a Pink Wisp stream before it had its own original one.
My Tropical Resort is one of my favorite tracks from Colors, so that's fine by me. Also, what's up with those faces? Those things were not in the original game. What the fuck is that?
It's the timing to
Eggman's
fucking
going
things
for-
up. It's like how in Radical, I think it was in Radical Highway, they had posters of the timing on the walls, and now it's these evil faces staring at you.
Yeah, but what are those meant to be, though?
Okay. To be fair, we did originally have the totem heads in the original game, so my guess is like, oh, this is building off of that sort of tropical island feel.
I guess.
Adding
And there we go. Moving on.
But yeah, like I said, Ditch, I may not have played this game, but I pretty much do have a feel of it. Like, I've seen someone play it, essentially, and I pretty much know the ins and outs of it. for the
Okay.
most part.
Let me put it this way, Dedge. Have you played... well, actually, no, you haven't. Let me put it this way, Joe. Have you played Sonic 4 both episodes of Sonic 4?
Yes.
Have you played Sonic Rush Adventure?
Yes.
Then you have played this game already. It's basically those two games repackaged. That's basically it.
Love how the hand wire thing left about you. You were like, no, wait, come back.
See now.
This isn't a very good interstellar amusement park. If you have to have a wisp music to get the ride to work.
I feel like the Snitches would have been a lot more memorable if they were all designed like this one, because this one has a lot more gimmicks and and as a result turns out a lot better. Why couldn't all the Snitches have all this stuff, this kind of stuff in it?
Oh well, that was like die.
All right, so now we have to go through all these rockets.
Yeah, because I saw the sign and I thought, oh wait, it's a bottomless pit, and I was like, oh no, wait, it's
Basically, this one you have to make sure you press the button the moment the reticle shows up on screen, because if you don't do it in time, you'll fall. Fortunately, if you fall, you can save yourself by going all the way to the left. Alright, let me see if I can burst my way through it. No, that's the thing, I'm gonna run out of color power. Fortunately, you can save yourself, like this. So...
by running in the air like you're a Looney Tune.
yes.
Well, to be fair, nothing new for Sonic.
I always thought Crash was the more Looney Tunes inspired guy.
He is.
I mean, yes. Sonic's a lot more Disney inspired, since he was originally thought to be of Mickey Mouse and Michael
Felix the
Jackson's
Cat.
days. Who dat?
Felix the Cat.
Felix the Cat.
So like I said, more inspired by Mickey Mouse and Michael Jackson.
Oh, you're one of those people.
Alright.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, I didn't know you were a Felix the Cat stan. Like, all the more power
I'm not.
to you.
I just acknowledge
The
where he
only
came from.
Felix the Cat I know is the one from the cat food ads.
Wait, you've never heard of Felix the Cat, Shiroi?
Shira, let me put it this way.
No.
Shira, let me put it this way. That the Felix the Cat movie from the 80s is so annoyingly bad, it might just make you hate cats as a result of it.
Oh, wait a minute. Is
Let's make her watch it.
Weird Mascot? Wait a minute. Is it the Weird Mascot movie?
No. It's a cat. It's a cat that has a bag with mysterious powers, basically. It's a creation from the early. I don't think it was Winsor McKay that created it. I think it was somebody else, but it was made around the same time, back in the 1920s, back when animation and cartoons were literally in their fucking infancy. Like back when just watching things move in animation was just enough. So basically it's the kind of cartoon that really needs to be reinvented to be properly presented to a modern audience, because just watching cartoons bumble around doing nothing is no longer impressive in today's day and age. So
well, there is a new Felix the Cat comic that's drawn by Tracy Yardley, and it's like,
really?
Wow, Tracy, you literally just drew Sonic. Well, I'm gonna post it in the group.
And yeah, modern Sonic's Tropical Resort, we have the Laser Wisp, basically.
It's like, what? You just drew a Sonic OC.
Well, to be fair, I mean, considering it's Tracy Yardley, that's not really too much of a surprise.
I know, it's still funny to think about.
Alright, moving on. Hold on, let's go back here and try to use it with the Wisp. There we go.
The hell is this?
It's Tropical Resort.
No, it was posted.
Please.
Yeah, like this is the only Felix the Cat we know.
That's Felix the Cat, not that terrifying CG thing from that movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about this. I'm sorry, Europe.
Whatever.
Also, to be fair, the CG thing only shows up at like the very start of the movie anyway.
Pedro, you were saying?
Basically, Sonic modern tropical resorts. Aside from the primary gimmick, is basically the laser wisp. That's basically it. There's not really that much. I actually think classic tropical resort is a better design level, honestly. This one is a bit more forgettable in comparison. There's laser wisp sections, and there's this bit that's kind of a throwback to Mystic Cave Zone, and that's about it.
I love how America and Britain have like things that have the same name sort of but totally different. It's like how Dennis the Menace, both the British and the American one, launched the exact same day. And yet to me at least the American one could barely even be called a Menace. At best it's just a mild inconvenience. Whereas our Dennis literally terrorizes his whole neighborhood.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
our Dennis gets disorderly conduct, you know.
By the way, here's the,
Yeah, I'm more familiar with the British Dennis the Menace than the US one. I was like, wait, there's a US version? It's a blonde kid? This guy's just a brat at work.
all right. Here you have the set piece of this level. Basically, you
Avoid the falling things.
basically.
Why don't you boost? Come on, it'll be more exciting, Pedro.
No
Our Dennis
thanks.
tolls a kitchen table in half because he's bored.
And that, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
were all the stages of Sonic Generations 3DS.
So I guess the special stage is next.
Yes, the final special stage. And no, we cannot use Supersonic in the levels like we can in the console in the HD version, which is why Sonic.
The timing's a pitch. He's trying to. It's like Sonic's panicking. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What
I
do
know.
I do?
Thanks, Sonic.
But all I did was run around in a blind panic.
Pretty cool, isn't it? It's called a boost.
So next time I run around panicking, I'll call it a boost to save face.
We'll be able to do it pretty soon too.
Indeed.
And your gameplay and level design will take a significant nosedive.
Alright.
Thanks for that opinion piece, Dedge.
You're welcome.
Now it's time for the final special stage before we end this part. Again, the Dimps for whatever reason always had this thing of not having Supersonic be playable in the stages, which is something that never made any sense to me, and especially considering how the HD version of this game allows you to play as Supersonic in the normal stages. What exactly is this game's excuse? Exactly, none. Like, it never made any sense in Dimps' games, like Sonic Bucket... Okay, Sonic Bucket Adventure technically wasn't made by Dimps, it was made by the team that would later go on to become Dimps, but you know, it's kind of
The
like...
game Sega wants you to forget for legal reasons.
I'm
not exaggerating.
No, I get that. That's okay, that's what emulation is for. Because Sonic Advance 1 doesn't have Supersonic in special stages, neither does Advance 2, neither does Advance 3, neither does Rush, neither does Rush Adventure, and it's just like one of those things where it's just like, why?
Neither did Heroes, neither did SA1, neither did
I'm talking
SA2.
about I'm talking about the Dimps' stage games because they're 2D games, and therefore it would be very easy for them to program Supersonic in. I can forgive the adventure games and Heroes to an extent for not having them because it was early 3D game stuff, so it would be very hard to program that stuff in. But Dimps didn't really have that excuse. They were making 2D games. It would have been very easy for them to make Supersonic playable in the stages themselves. I never understood why. Like, Lost World 3DS was finally a game where they allowed Supersonic to be played in the stages, but, you know, the special stages in that game are fucking, you know, They should never.
great.
They should not great is putting it mildly, my friend.
It sounds to me like that's a skill issue.
Okay, asshole. Okay, go ahead and fucking.
Redirecting the conversation just a little bit, but since this is the last special stage, the ones from Advanced 1 were fine to get into and pretty easy.
I honestly don't remember. I don't. Okay, I know how you unlock them in Advanced 2 and 3, but I don't know how you do it in 1.
You find a
You
spring
find a
in the
special
level.
spring in either Act 1 or Act 2. You only need to get the emeralds once. You don't have to get them with every character, so you can just fly to them as tails, and it's very easy.
I remember how you get them more in Rush, and I haven't even played that game.
Okay, then.
Rush is easy too.
Okay, Deji, how about this? I'm going to set you up with Citra in the Lost World 3DS ROM, and you can record the game for your channel. Let's see how well you do.
Yeah, sorry.
Come on, Deji, show me how it's done. Come on, Deji, show me how it's done if you're so great.
Deji, not for nothing, Deji, but you can't insult someone else's gaming skills, and then when you're given the chance to prove it, you back out like that.
Sure, I can.
As you once asked me to, you asked me, I'm pretty sure, to beat any game like perfectly, and I said Celeste, and you backed out immediately.
All right.
One
so now
day.
that we've exposed, so now that we've exposed Deji's cowardice, see you in the next part.
One day.
Ooh.
See you for the next part when we end the game, everybody.
Yes, don't mind the shots fired.
See ya.